Welcome to another installment of Book Spotlight, and in this one we're talking about Axiom-man, Doorway of Darkness, Book 2 in the Axiom-man saga. Yes, there was First Night Out, but that's an episode, remember, so it's episode 0. In terms of the books, this is Book 2. This is the next feature-length adventure. You could tell by its thickness, it's huge. It's about 125,000 words, which is about double the first installment. I just had this giant story to tell, and I told it, and I wrote it rather quickly. I can't remember 100% how long it took me. I want to say 4 or 5 months, and that sounds about right to me. But I do remember when I was writing it, when I got to the end, I was so in the zone. And I came to this part in the story where we're coming up on the end. It was about to hit the climax, and then, of course, your little taper down to come down off that. So I had gotten to that point, and I was like, I was a bit tired, but I was like, I got this final scenes in my head. I got to get them out. They're written here. I just need to put them on paper. So I ended up in one evening, I wrote 8,000 words to finish the book. And at the time, that was a record for me in terms of 1 day's worth of words. So I'd write about 2,000 words, and then I'd go outside and have a smoke, and then come back in, do another 2,000, go back out, have a smoke, go back in, do another 2,000, and so on, until it was done. And I got it done, and I'm really pleased with how it ended. This book was meant to be written for a specific reason. Doorway of Darkness, you can see the doorway in the background. This doorway is key to the rest of the saga. It needed to be a story to be told because it explains what happens and how things happen further down the line. So the consequences of this book are critical to the remainder of the Axiom-man saga. And I end up, I'm hoping I pulled it off. But so in this one here, this is truly a battle between good and evil. Redsaw is a bad dude in this one, and he gets more and more powerful. And that was part of the point. I wanted to write a story where the villain was much stronger than the hero, and the hero then has to go up against a force that he might not stand a chance against, So this is it, Doorway of Darkness, again with cover art by Justin Schaff and Kyle Zajac, and this is the synopsis. Gabriel Garrison's secret identity has been compromised. A mysterious anonymous letter promises to reveal he is Axiom-man unless he bows down to the sender's demands. And the timing cannot have been worse. Redsaw has become more powerful than when Axiom-man battled him on what has become known as Black Saturday, and he is determined to attain unstoppable power through the only means he knows how: murder. Chaos ensues, and as the air is saturated with the stench of blood, Axiom-man must find the means to stop Redsaw before the whole world is swallowed in a web of death. Complicating matters, something strange is happening to Axiom-man's powers. The abilities he has put his faith in have changed. As time runs out and city streets are overrun with carnage and fear, Axiom-man is pushed to his breaking point as he tries to stop the madman's reign of terror, while also trying to discover what is happening to his powers and how they tie into a supernatural event that took place over 500 years before. And that's the thing with this book, is it gets into the mythos even more. As it mentions in the back, there was an event that happened approximately a half a millennia ago that feeds directly into the present day of the superhero storyline. And what does that event have to do with what's happening now? And we also learn to discover, the first book talked about how Gabriel got his powers. The second book gives you the why. Why him? out of all the people in the world. Could be anybody. But why him specifically? Was he chosen by the messenger to receive the powers? So yeah, so the first book gives you the how, and then the second book gives you the why. And of course, there's romance, a little bit of lovey stuff. Gabriel pursues Valerie, and she softens up to him a little bit, but not too much. No, can't do that. You gotta friend zone the guy, right? But yeah, he tries hard. And there's this one scene here that when you read the book, you'll recognize as me being a Superman fan. I inserted something. It's a little Easter egg, but if you pay attention, you'll notice it. It's not a ripoff, nothing like that. No plagiarism. It's just it's a nod of the head to the Man of Steel. So it's all taken place here in this huge book called Doorway of Darkness. This is technically the second book in the Axiom-man saga, and takes place, of course, before the next episode that comes after. But yeah, check this book out. If you like your super adventures, intense and thrilling and making you wonder what's going to happen next, definitely give this a read. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. And like I said in a previous book spotlight, with the Axiom-man saga, you could jump in at any novel and get a beginning, middle, and end story. It's only if you want the overall arch that you would start at the beginning. But anyway, yes, Doorway of Darkness, Axiom-man versus Redsaw. Dun dun dun.